Recording in progress.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our webinar for today, Why Philippine SMEs Struggle with People Problems and What to Fix First. Ayan. Welcome to everyone who's joining us today. And this is a very intimate webinar. This is a specially designed webinar for HR leaders, people managers, and also business owners. Ayan, we're hoping that we can the others will join the others who have registered will join us for today. So again, welcome. I'm seeing familiar names here. Meron ba dito na first time mag-join sa webinar ng Talent Reach? Okay, mukhang you're very much familiar, or if you may have attended one or two of our programs. Ayan. So, let me just introduce myself, just in case you're joining us. Medyo matagal na kayong hindi nag-join or joining us again. My name's Aimee Torla. I am the project manager for Talent Reach. Allow me to just share my screen here so I can get you updated with what we're planning, no? What's in store for our followers, no? Let me one. Okay. Here. So this webinar is going to be for about an hour. Yan. And this is more of a discussion and a conversation with those who are, so we're expecting you to, we hope that you can participate, ask questions, no? Ko lang makita ang yun. Okay. Here's the screen. I hope everyone's able to see my screen here. Ayan. Okay, I hope everyone's seeing my screen. Okay, so as you know, we've established Talent Reach way back in 2015. We are an HR training and management consultancy company, and we've been empowering organizations through our people solutions. So we specialize in designing and delivering customized training programs on leadership, development, performance management, and also consulting services. And I'm sharing with you the core services that we offer: HR administration, performance management, job evaluation and analysis, and designing pay structure. These are just the most in-demand training programs that we've been so far approached for. No? So at the top of our list is the basic supervisory program, and then the advanced level is the people management program. We also offer the essential of coaching skills in the workplace, performance coaching, and of course, our signature programs, Discovering Emotional Intelligence and Developing Emotional Intelligence. We also do customization on programs on recruitment, succession planning, compensation management, and strategic planning. So as you can see, these are our set of clients. Some are existing, some are past clients. Yan. If you can do a screenshot, eto confirm na tong mga dates na to, so definitely you'll be seeing this announced on our social media platform. So, so I hope that you do a screenshot. Anyway, if you're following us, please do join us in this upcoming free webinars. Of course, we're also having a free webinar this coming May 13. If you're following us, we've just recently partnered with the World Academy for Research and Development. So please do join. If you're interested, you can reach out to us. I'll give you the link on where you can register. This is going to be direct registration through World Academy, our global training partner. And on May 22nd, we're having the second run of our in-demand program as well, which is the Writing Effective Job Descriptions and Job Profiling. So it's going to be at the Prestige Tower in Ortigas. Ayan. So for more details, you can send us an email. And we're bringing back our signature program, which is the HR Compass Masterclass. So this is going to be in July. So abangan nyo po, ang release ng second edition of book of the HR Compass. Ayan. So we'll be providing you more details. So make sure that you are always following and checking our page. Ayan. So there will be 2 batches, no? So one will be in July, and then there's also going to be a batch in November. And of course, ito yung pinaka-popular namin, no? The job evaluation and designing pay structure. So it's going to be on September 18. Yeah. So I hope that you visit our social media platforms, especially our YouTube channel, because the recordings of our free webinars are all stored in this channel. So these are our contact information in our community. All right. So I'm seeing that, can anyone here, can you type 1 if this is your first time? If not, I will assume that lahat tayo dito kasi konti lang naman tayo. This is a very small group, no? Ayan. Oh, okay. Thank you. Second na si Johnny. All right. So I'm going now to give the floor to our speaker for today, which is the founder and managing director of Talent Reach, and also just recently gotten his certificate for organization and development professional. So here is our speaker for today, Mr. Ronnie Torla.
So good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to our webinar. This is your not your so typical webinar that Talent Reach offers, but nonetheless, the topic that we're going to discuss will be something very interesting for you, and I hope that you will come out of this webinar, with much enlightenment, or at the same time realization of what's going on in the workplace right now. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank everyone who's here, who took the time, who's taking the time to be able to really spend their time, because we all know that our time is very precious for all of us. We know that all of you are probably in your organization, in the workplace, or probably if you're working from home. So I hope that this will be worth your while for today. So we're going to talk about something that I'm proud of, because I'd like you to think about the different problems that you are encountering right now as HR managers, as HR leaders, and could be the possible solution for it. Okay, so again, without further ado, let me now jump into my presentation. And okay, let me just ask our participants, how are you so far for today? Today is it is a Wednesday. It's a midweek. Ayan. So, how are you today? Can you type in the chat box, how are you feeling for today? While I'm trying to pull up my slides. Ayan. Okay.
Yung Wednesday ba na
Again,
parang Friday na? Or Wednesday na
Yeah,
parang
so-
Monday pa lang?
Yeah. Okay. So again, this is a live webinar that we're doing right now. No? So you're all here. And of course, no, for those who registered but wouldn't be able to come, we are recording this and we will be sending them the recording of the webinar so that they can also appreciate and participate on uh, this particular topic. Okay. Ayan. Okay. Mukhang may ano, ayan, may mga sagot na tired. Ayan. Okay. So, thank you for being honest about that. No? Okay. Sige. So, thank you for ano. So, that's why, again, no, as I mentioned, this webinar, I hope that this will act as a sort of a conversation for us, you know, because I think one of the things that I truly enjoy, you know, because I have been in the field of HR, you know, it's always good to have, you know, a conversation with fellow HR talking about certain things that we would normally encounter in organizations, no? In this case, no, parang magandang pag-usapan yung mga bagay na na-encounter natin when we are working for an organization, no? And that's the reason why we came up with this topic, no? Trying to answer what are those things that Philippine SMEs struggle, specifically, no, people problems that we encounter. And definitely, no, we're not just looking at people problems, but how do you fix them? So this is our attempt, no, to be able to help you as our colleagues and followers as well for Talent Reach, for you to be able to have that kind of relief, no, sabi nga natin, of the things that we can try to be able to solve. Ayan. Okay, so to start off yung aking discussion, okay, here's the reality, no, of managing people in SMEs. So, unang-una, as businesses grow, people issues will multiply. No? And I can attest to this, no? Both in my corporate and even in my consultancy years. No? I've seen really that a lot of people issues tends to start, no, as the business grow. And because of that, if you're the HR manager or the HR leader of the company, definitely expectations are set for you to be able to address them, for you to understand them, and of course to provide solutions for it. No? And second reality that I can see here, owners tend to spend more time on supervision and correction. No? I've seen a lot of Philippine SMEs that have bosses, for example, that are very hands-on, or sometimes if they're, you know, if your boss, for example, is you know, coming from a different generation, they tend to have that micromanaging aspect, right? So of course, people can be different, some leaders can be different, but this is an observation that I've seen over the years, that sometimes owners tend to spend more time supervising and correcting what's happening in the company. Ayan. The third reality that I've also seen in managing people in SMEs is that good people inside an organization can struggle when the systems are unclear. No? For example, when policies are not consistently applied, or you know, there seems to be some bias regarding what's happening in the company. No, people are not heard, something like that. No, or simply put, people are not engaged. No, despite the fact that people are good at what they do, they can be disengaged with you know, with the job that they have. No? Ayan. You know, which gives me the conclusion in terms of the reality of managing people in SME, that most SME problems are system problems and not necessarily just people problem. Okay. Um, and you know, at the end of this session, I hope that you can share with me if you agree, no, with this particular realization that I've had. Because this is coming from me as your speaker, and I'd like you to be able to also resonate with me kung sa tingin nyo, this particular realization is something that you also experience in your own workplace. Okay. Now, just to set the context of what this session is and is not, Okay, so paliwanag ko muna, no? Ano ba yung session na to? This session is practical, no? So we'll talk about something practical. It's also high level in the sense that most of you that are participating in this session are probably, leaders or managers of your own organization. So that was one of the requirements that I had, no, in putting up this particular session or webinar. Yan. Also, this session is designed for clarity. When I say clarity, no, we would want to come out of this session na maging clear tayo na nag-agree kayo or at least you agree with some of the points that I'm going to raise in this webinar. No? And of course, this session will be based on real, no, SME problems that we've encountered. So this is not something academic or theoretical at all. This is something that we have actually experienced. No? Now, um, just to set also this session is not. This session is not intended to be, no, a workshop based on templates. No, as what Aimee has presented to you, we do have other webinars that we cater to, wherein we really provide workshops. We really provide templates for our participants or for our students. No? Also, this is not a legal briefing to some sort. No? So we will not talk about some legal jargons that we are encountering. Um, so that's something that just to set your expectation. Also, this session is not a technical training, no, and human resource. No? So again, as I've mentioned, we do cater and provide master classes from Talent Reach, no, and as well as I will also conduct for certain organizations yung mga human resource training, no? Particularly with Arriva, with World Academy, no, as well as with ExecuServe, no, training partner that we have, no. So these are trainings that I have conducted with them on the aspect of leadership and as well as human resource. And of course, this session is not sales presentation for us. No? We've always definitely, we've uh, reminded you of the programs, no, that we have, no? And of course, you are open to be able to participate in that particular section. Okay. So again, I hope that this particular definition of what this session is clear to everyone. No? So you can give me a thumbs up sign if you are clear of what this session is not, no? So that I can just get a sense of whether you agree, no, whether what this session is all about. Okay. So further, uh, to set expectations, no, this is to give us clarity on what do we want to fix first, no, so that your people systems will stop breaking. Because nowadays, kailangan, when we are approaching problem, we need to look at it not just from a simple solution perspective, no? Because some things in organizations are simple, some are complex, right? And because of that, we need to be able to set expectations in terms of if we want to change something in the organization, fixing it um, can come into a band-aid solution or a long-term solution. So that means na we can try to be reactive, no? To a certain problem, but we can also be proactive, no? Because certain things, sabi nga natin, no, kapag may mga problema tayong hindi in-address, eventually it will grow, no? The problem will grow, and as it grows, it will affect a lot of people, right? So again, that's what we want to happen here. Na we want to set expectation. Now, here are some of the common people issues that I've seen that are very prevalent in SMEs. No? So, what are these common people issues? No, which I think, no, I'd like to survey some of you here of which are your common issues in your organization. Okay, so of course we have high turnover, no, weak supervisors, low accountability for some people, no, poor performance for some people or even departments, no? Sometimes inconsistent discipline with our employees, no, and then as well as owner dependent decisions. Okay, so as a participant in this session, I'd like you to, by putting your answers in the chat box, can you tell us, no, what is your top one? So, I know that there could be a lot more, no, but in your respective organization, okay, I'd like you to put in the chat box what is your top one people issue based on the list that is present in the screen. What is your top one people issue? Yeah, we'd like to know. And you can type in the chat box. Okay. Ivy, can you try to share to the group what are the inputs?
Okay, thank you for those who are sending in their answers. So from John, poor performance. From Cherry, owner dependent. Then from Sharon, low accountability. From Maria Vivian, weak supervisors. From Maria Cecilia, owner-dependent decisions. Ayan. So parang popular yung owner-dependent decisions, no? Yeah, I
Decision.
think it's common for SMEs.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely, this is something that again I've seen happen in organizations. And thank you, for sharing to us your common issues, no, that we are. So definitely makikita natin na because of what you have mentioned in the chat, no, yung mga minention you right now. So that means that this is really something happening to the Philippine SME. Now, sometimes, sabi nga natin, no, good intentions can fail in organizations simply because of the following reasons. No? So, tingnan natin to. Like, for example, roles are unclear. Supposedly, parang dapat naintindihan yung ng employee yung trabaho niya, but because walang job description, walang proper documentation, the person feels na, pwede kong gawin yung, kailangan kong gawin. No? So roles can be unclear. So that's one. Second, supervisors are untrained. To a certain extent, especially for some growing SMEs, supervisors can be promoted to a certain organizations. Minsan, based on tenure, no? Minsan, sabi nga natin, no? Minsan nagpo-promote tayo na hindi naman tayo agree, no? Na yung itong tao na to is already, possibly good, no? For particular position like a team leader or supervisor. No? So, again, the training concept becomes now an issue, no? Another would be KPIs are not monitored in organizations. Sometimes even kung hindi man siya monitored, hindi rin siya nakaset as as a KPI. Yeah. So mamaya makikita natin that there is a system issue pagdating dyan sa monitoring of KPI. No? And then policies are inconsistently applied. Sometimes HR policies particularly can be very subjective for some organizations because it is not properly prepared, no? Hindi siya documented. Sometimes it could be assumed that the policy, and sometimes um, there could be that sort of favoritism that can happen in organizations, right? Yeah. So and because of that, the good intention to make to solve different problems, minsan hindi siya nasusolve. And then of course, systems were never intentionally built for the organization. That's why certain good intentions will fail when there's no system behind the solution. Okay, so let's try to look at some symptoms and root causes of what I've just told you a while ago. So one could be late submissions of what needs to be done. Second, poor performance. Sabi natin, some of you have mentioned poor performance. Third could be conflict. Conflict could arise from HR versus other departments. Di ba? To some extent, minsan nakikita ko to with some of my clients na yung mga ibang departments are against HR to some extent, especially pag may mga policies na hindi sila agree. No? That's why there could be conflict. Now, the question there is, what would be the style of each in terms of managing the conflict, right? Kasi may iba-ibang style ng conflict management, right? So in this case, depende kung ano yung personality ng HR, kung paano niya i-handle yung conflict, right? Yeah. So that's why, yung conflict is a very, interesting dynamics, in an organization. Depende kung ano ba yung personality ng HR as well as yung personality ng ibang departments as well. Okay. Okay. And of course, low initiative, no? Hindi nag-initiate. A lot of times I've seen na meron pala silang gustong gawin, may idea pala sila, pero hindi nangyayari. And because of that, yun yung nagiging resulting problem natin. So, um, the root cause here, as we have seen, number one, that we can see here, no clarity. Okay? So, there's no clarity in what has to be done. Second, there's no capability. So nowadays, when you talk about learning and development, okay, the term that we're using right now in the field of HR is capability building. No? So that's why if you're in learning and development, ang task mo is to make people capable. Okay? Especially nowadays that there's so many development and skills upgrade na kailangan nating gawin as we need to adapt to the ever-changing workplace demands. So, kailangan natin mag-focus on capability. Third, there's no measurement. Nowadays, kailangan, sabi nga natin, we need to measure things. No? As what, one expert has mentioned, Tom Peters, I remember, no? Sabi niya, what gets measured gets done. Right? So, it always sticks to my mind nung sinabi niya na what gets measured gets done because it's really true. No? I've seen this from my own experiences na kapag may mga measurement, no, particularly with one client that I'm handling right now, na nakikita niya na kung paano na-deliver nung team yung mismong KPI and he becomes very satisfied with it because he actually can see it objectively. Okay? So hindi siya kumbaga parang just because the team is close to him or close to the department, but there's really evidences of measurement. Okay? And number 4 also, there's no consistency. Right? So these are again, consistency can be very important, especially when you talk about policy making, for example. No? Pagdating sa policy making, kailangan clear tayo dyan. No? Paano ba yung hiring process natin? Paano ba yung rewards natin? Compensation? Paano ba yung discipline natin? Paano ba yung performance improvement natin kung hindi na nagpa-perform yung employee? No? So all of these things are problems that can come up, crop up with us, and sometimes HR is not prepared enough to be able to address it accordingly. So that's the reason why yung mga people problems. Now, what we'd like to shift as our mindset from this webinar, is from the term may problema yung tao, we want to shift the mindset na may problema yung system. Okay? So this is our proposal to you as our participants in this webinar, that we'd like to take a look at these common concerns that we have from the perspective not just of a people problem per se, okay, but it could be a system problem inside the organization. Okay, yeah. Okay, so with this shift of mindset, what I'd like us to do is let me present to you the model or framework that will, I will spend most of my time talking about this. No? This is what we call the people systems pyramid, and it is a framework that we have come up with to address the issues and concerns of our clients, and eventually our future clients. We'd like them to see this as the approach of Talent Reach in solving people issues in the organization. Okay, our basic framework here starts with fixing the foundation first, because a lot of problems we've seen in organizations, pagbabalikan mo siya, hindi pa nakaset yung foundations ng organization. That's the reason why you are encountering, sabi nga natin, you're encountering the symptoms and yung solution to it, kailangan balikan mo yung foundation, yung basics, sabi nga natin. Okay? So I'm going to discuss this one by one so that you can be able to digest it, no? So again, yung contents nitong people systems pyramid natin is something that can be applied, no, to organizations. Again, no, both small and large organization can probably relate to this. So yung core layers that determine the people's success is divided into four. So number one is role clarity and accountability. So the second pillar is supervisor capability. The third pillar is performance management basics. And the fourth pillar is the consistency in HR practices. Okay. So let's go through each one of them so that we can be able to understand each pillar. Okay. So problem number one. Diba? For problem number one, role clarity and accountability. Ayan. Usually, the problem with positions is posibleng lahat ginagawa niya, for example. Question there is, dapat ba lahat ginagawa niya? No? Or sometimes parang feeling niya parang, kailangan gawin ko to, etc. So, again, that could be an example of no role clarity. Because obviously, as an organization grows, kailangan meron tayong parang formalization. No? So, remember, as your organization grows, for example, di ba? Pag ang organization mas nagmamature na, makikita nyo na naka-specific yung accounting, sales, marketing, operations, etc. So, there is that kind of formalization. Right? So, ang tawag doon, nagpo-formalize kayo and then nag-specialize yung mismong department or group. Okay? And inside the department are jobs and positions that has to be defined. Okay? Another could be overlapping tasks. Okay? Another possible problem that can happen is yung nag-overlap yung mga tasks na ginagawa. Yung tipong ginagawa na ng isa, tapos inuulit lang ng iba. No? And sometimes, hindi na natin nakikita yan, no? To some extent. That's why, pag sinabi natin, who's accountable for it, it leads to finger pointing. Problema po yan ng ibang department. It's not my problem, right? So because of that, overlapping tasks, finger pointing, and particularly confusion on the priorities. No? Ano ba yung priority ng position? Ano ba yung priority ng department? So that is one typical problem that we can encounter. Now, ano yung pwede natin gawing fix for this one? Okay. So our solution for this one is for us to clarify the roles first. No? How do you do that? You try to define the organizational structure. Okay. You try to create role charters or specifically yung minention natin na job descriptions. Okay. So we need to define what your job descriptions are. And then eventually, after defining the job description, also set your KPIs. No? So why do I say na kailangan mo na ng job description? Because most of the time, kailangan mo na ma-describe yung trabaho before you even set the KPI. Right? So in that case, yung pagsiset natin ng KPI is really something intentional for the company. Okay? And then, of course, we need to establish yung hand-off na there has to be that kind of stage where you try to formalize that this is your job description and this is something that we will expect from you, okay, as part of your employment. And then, of course, there's that kind of alignment. No? So there's something about weekly alignment that seems to be productive for a lot of SMEs. No? Why do I say productive? Kasi whenever you do alignment weekly, you notice that you are able to solve the problems quickly. No? Yung masuspect mo kagad, may problema, then you can try to be able to solve it. Okay? Especially kapag may mga confusions sa role in the case. Okay? So, that's the first fix that we'd like to see here na maklarify natin yung roles sa organization. Okay? So, that's the first pillar of what we're trying to talk about here. Okay? Problem number two, or with regards to pillar number two, we have the supervisor capability. I don't know with you, but then again, as I've mentioned, a lot of SMEs or organizations tends to, put team leaders or supervisors for a certain position, which, again, they are not ready, no? Yung very common na, kasi tenure na siya, kasi nag-perform siya, so that's why siya na yung team leader. And because of that, we fail to take note na some supervisors can be ill-equipped. Okay? There's what we call yung tinatawag nating Peter Principle. You promote people to their level of incompetence. No? Ayan. So, and because of that, what can happen is, promote mo nga siya, pero hindi siya nag-perform sa position niya dun sa next position. Okay? And because of that, we need to look at supervisor capability. There could be weak delegation of that person. When we conduct basic supervisory program to our clients, no, nakikita namin na after the seminar, na-realize na, ito pala yung aspect ng delegation, na minsan parang hindi nila naiisip na, pwede pala ako mag-delegate ng iba kong trabaho. No? And hindi naman kinakailangan na maging micro-leader ako, micro-manager ako. No? So, that could be a symptom of weak delegation. Another could be the supervisor does not know how to coach. Okay? So, ang style lang lagi ni supervisor is nag-uutos, nagbibigay instructions, etc. But there's no coaching. Right? So, again, that could be the symptom of the problem. Another could be avoiding difficult conversation. Yung tipong, kasi si HR nandyan, pag may disciplinary action, si HR yung kumakausap, hindi yung manager. Meron ba makaka-relate doon? Can somebody relate with that? Meron ba? With our participants today? Ayan. Usually, di ba si HR ang laging kailangan kumakausap dun sa problematic employee? No? Well, in fact, it should be the supervisor or the manager. Okay? Ayan. So, tuloy, ang nangyayari sa HR, nagiging principal's office. Right? O parang school. Papunta ka sa HR. Tapos, ka ng HR. So, pag sinabi mo na yung kagad, automatic, no? Sa utak ng employee, ay, papagalitan ako. Okay? So, that's a difficult conversation, right? So, sometimes supervisors can avoid that because, it's something difficult. Hindi siya natural for some supervisors. And then, of course, inconsistent discipline. How many times have we seen supervisors, one for one, they don't know how to document. Incident reporting is totally negligent. Ibig sabihin, okay lang nangyari yung yung discipline issue 2 months ago. But ngayon mo lang siya nire-report. Okay? And because of that, that affects the way disciplinary actions are being processed. No? They don't know due process. So again, these are just symptoms of inconsistent discipline. Right? So these are, again, capability na we need to be able to work on, no, so that the supervisor can be able to be capable of the role. No? So what could be the fix? Okay. The solution that we're proposing, no, for building and training our supervisors are the following. So focus on coaching and the supervisor to be able to give feedback to their employees. No? Kasi a lot of times, new supervisors tends to be, parang di sila masyadong nagbibigay ng feedback. No? They're very instructional as a supervisor. Of course, we need to train them on delegation, kung paano mag-delegate ng trabaho, no? So that, they can be able to distribute the work itself, no, to their whole team. No? Also, train them on how to do one-on-one, no, and huddles. Okay? So pag sinabing huddle is, yung kakausapin nila yung team nila, yung kanyang employees, for example, and paano nila i-motivate yung mga tao, if ever. Yan. So, paano mag-conduct ng meeting, for example. So, that's as basic as you can get, pero sometimes, some even supervisors don't know how to conduct effective meetings. Yan. Another could be conflict handling. Or what if yung supervisor nagkaroon ng conflict dun sa tao niya, paano niya i-handle, right? So, that's part of the training of supervisors that we can try to do. No? And of course, we can also teach them on some basics of labor. Meaning, ano bang ibig sabihin ng due process? Ano bang ibig sabihin ng progressive discipline? No? Anong ibig sabihin ng written warning? Anong ibig sabihin ng suspension? Ano ibig sabihin ng coaching? Ano yung ibig sabihin ng performance improvement, etc. So these are all things that we can train our supervisors, of which right? To be, to be transparent about it. That's what we've been trying to do. No? In my own capacity as a consultant for Talent Reach, we've been contracted to train clients and companies on the following topics. No? That's why I'm sharing this with you. If you look at our website and Facebook page, makikita nyo that we have conducted several sessions relating to this particular topic. So again, in training supervisors, I don't always try to recommend na put it all together, no? Kumbaga parang chapsoy. I would rather that, you look at training supervisors on a very progressive manner, no? So you try to provide them initial skills first so that they can try to practice. And then once they are already practicing yung basic skills, supervisory skills, then you can add more training, right? Kasi a lot of people right now, they also have a concern na medyo nagtitipid sa training, no, etc. No? So that's why for me, that's a reality of organization. Okay, but definitely, sabi nga natin, i-prioritize pa rin natin yung training kasi kailangan pa rin natin mag-develop ng mga tao. No? So hindi naman natin pwedeng i-neglect lang yung needs ng employees natin. Okay? Ayan. So that's the second fix, no, of the second pillar. Okay. Let's go to problem number 3. Problem number 3 would be performance management basic. No? Okay. So what are some symptoms that we can see in terms of this? No? One could be that KPIs are not shots. Okay? So walang tracking ng KPI na nagagawa niyo ba yung KPI niya or hindi. No? So for one, that could be a symptom. Subjective appraisals are being conducted. No? If you're familiar with appraisals, na very common yung appraisal na very uh, very common yung may rating scale, no? Tapos may mga list of competencies or traits, for example. And then, check, check, check lang. And then at the end of the day, okay, submit to them. And minsan nga, kapag hindi rin responsible yung leader, hindi niya na rin na-discuss with the employee. So it defeats the purpose of performance appraisal because remember, the very definition of performance management is that it's an ongoing communication. Ibig sabihin, kapag ongoing yung communication, hindi siya one time. Kasi a lot of times tinatanong sa akin, sir, ano ba dapat yung appraisal frequency? Once a year, twice a year, every quarter, every month, or daily? No? Ang sagot ko lang lagi doon, depende kung ano yung applicable sa inyo because every organization will be different. No? Depende sa schedule, depende sa kung ano yung sistema na pinapatupad nyo. But at the most, no, I would tell them that annual appraisals doesn't work. Okay? So, I've seen it very in my own eyes, no, na kapag yung company annual yung appraisal nila, once a year lang, no? Parang for me, bibihira yung nakikita ko na, no, natutuwa sila dun sa appraisal. Kasi nga, parang sometimes, kapag annual yung appraisal, parang ang daming mga nakakalimutan. No? So, pag tinignan natin yung annual appraisal, minsan nauuwi lang yan because kinakailangan na mag-determine ng salary increase. Okay? And because of that, there's no problem with that, no? Pero sometimes, no, when you try to look at that, kung titingnan natin, it's not always a reason to conduct an appraisal just because I want to increase the salary of my employee. Sometimes, the other purpose of appraisal is to give feedback, no, and to develop the employee. Okay? So, and because of that, we would recommend, no, na magkaroon ng monthly monitoring, especially kung meron kayong uh, appraisals, for example, and of course, magkaroon ng documentation. Kasi yun yung posibleng symptom ng problem number 3. Okay? Now, what could be the fix of this problem number 3? So, fix number 3 would be to implement a simple performance management system. Ano yung performance management system that we're proposing to you? Okay. So one could be, a simple KPI scorecard. You can do some monthly monitoring to it. Also, do some quarterly review of the performance of the individual as well as the team. And then, do some coaching documentation. Ibig sabihin, at least once a quarter, kausap yung employee, no, ma-coach siya kung ano ba yung nagiging problema niya if ever that the performance is not, amenable. And if ever, magkaroon tayo ng PIP process or PIP stands for Performance Improvement Planning. Okay? So, again, that's fix number 3 for a problem on performance management. Okay. Finally, no, the last pillar that we'd like to discuss here would be problem number 4, yung consistency in HR practices. No? Um, the symptoms of this problem number 4 could be number 1, yung favoritism. Okay? We all know in organizations, there could be some tendency, depende sa structure ng organization, that there could be some sort of favoritism with some departments, no? Or parang may hierarchy, sabi nga nila. Okay. Now, another symptom of this problem is yung paiba-iba yung enforcement. Okay? Can you relate to this? Can you type in the chat box if you can relate with the paiba-iba enforcement? Wow. Because I've seen this happen sometimes. No? Minsan ako confused ng HR na ano ba yung susundin ko kasi di ba minsan parang gusto ng isang department ganito yung ano. So naging iba-iba yung enforcement tuloy, no? Pagdating sa HR practices, no? Na dapat sa amin ganito, dapat sa inyo ganito, something like that. No? So, syempre as HR nahihirapan tayo to so ano bang susundin ko? Something like that. No? Yan. Another could be ad hoc decisions, yung parang laging temporary yung decision. Okay? That's why minsan ang hirap si HR to create a policy kasi hindi solve yung company to make a decision about it. Okay? And another symptom, there's legal risk. No? Anong ibig sabihin? Kapag nagte-terminate tayo, hindi tayo confident na tama yung proseso natin sa termination. Okay? Because probably, kulang yung documentation, mali yung ating due process, etc. So in that case, these are symptoms of consistency in HR practices. Okay, now, what would be the fix for problem number 4 is, of course, to standardize our HR practices. Particularly, no, if you're in HR, I would definitely recommend to you na i-develop mo itong 4 or 5 na ito. Okay? So, bakit? Because this is the very fundamental of HR. Okay? If you're talking about, the the classic HR, this is your standardized HR. This is, no? I-standardize mo yung hiring process mo, i-standardize mo yung onboarding mo to your employees, standardize your performance to your employees, standardize the rewards. This can come in terms of compensation, basic pay, benefits, incentives, etc. And of course, don't forget to establish your disciplinary process. Okay? So, again, no, it seems very simple if you take a look at this one, pero it takes time, right? So, hindi madali. To some extent, some HR can develop longer, no? It can take 1 year, 2 years, for example, bago ma-establish lahat to, and maging standard yung mga processes. Okay? So, again, all of these are things that Talent Reach tries to be able to cater to. We try to help clients fix their performance, their reward system, their disciplinary process, etc., as well as hiring. So these are things that we encounter with our clients when it comes to trying to fix the HR process. Now, at this point of this session, I would like us to do a quick self-assessment, no, as participants of this session. Okay? As I've mentioned, the webinar is, not your typical, we provide all the information. This time, no, I'd like us to, as participants, I'd like us to do some reflection. Okay? So, in this self-assessment, I'd like you to ask, which layer out of the 4 pillars do you think you are weakest right now in your own respective companies that you're representing? Okay? Another could be, which problem shows up the most for you? Okay? And probably, ano yung cost? No? Although ito, medyo, I would say, hindi ganun kadaling sagutin, no? what is the cause of not fixing it? No? And um, you may also ask yourself, what is the first step that you can take? I know that you know probably you are already dealing with some of the things that we have mentioned so far, right? But again, the question that we have for you for today is, what is the first step that you're going to take? Okay, so again, let me just show to you again, ano yung 4 layers. Okay, so these are the 4 layers that I've mentioned to you about the people systems pyramid. Okay, and I'd like you to think about that. Okay, so I will pause here for a while, no, for you to be able to answer the questions, no, and then once you're ready, um, I need to call out, no, if ever, if possible. No, we'll call out some of you. So since this is a live webinar, so we can try to engage with some of you as participants.
Okay, so basing on any of the 4 questions, no, you can share it either on the chat box, or if you would like to unmute yourself, you can go ahead and unmute and share your answers with everyone that's in this webinar. Yeah, so maybe I can call on John. If it's okay, John, are you able to unmute? See if I can help you unmute.
Hi,
Good
Miss
afternoon.
Amy and Sir Ronald. Good afternoon. Nice
Hi,
to see you
afternoon.
again. This is my second
Thank
time to join.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm glad that most of the yung mga items mentioned earlier is somehow can relate talaga, Sir Ronald, kasi as we grow nga, as the company grows, marami talagang changes and marami talagang struggles, no? And then sometimes if there are new employees, team members that is coming in, so there are some parang culture na naapektuhan, especially if these
Mhm.
new team members, newly hires are parang mga leaders na rin, supervisor or um and managers na rin at the same time. Now, siguro, I'd like to digest lang more of the items na sa pillars kasi parang somehow, parang ito yung sitwasyon namin ngayon in the company.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there are struggles. There are some parang competencies issues, especially like, for example, there are supervisors or parang new leaders na newly promoted, may
Mm.
mga challenges din sila along the way, and at times yung clarity din ng mga expectations sa kanila and their new roles.
New
Yeah,
roles,
kasi
yeah.
earlier this parang January, February, so those are parang parang recently we re-promote some of them. So
Mm-hmm.
ngayon, parang it's something that we have to siguro support them in terms of
Mm-hmm.
getting to know their roles, and then parang
Yeah.
how to parang manage yung team nila, especially na they rose
Mm-hmm.
from the ranks and some of them
Mm.
are really new in the
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that, John, for sharing that. No? And just to, yung sinabi mo about yung supervisor, yung mga new team leader. So definitely, there is that opportunity for us to be able to parang build their capability. So sabi nga natin, kung nakikita natin na hindi pa nila na-perform yung role, no? So we need to first try to look at the role clarity. So we start with that, no? And then of course, gagawin natin is to be able to build their capability. That's why yung bigay ng training. Because sometimes kasi may mga companies na nagpo-promote tayo tapos nakakalimutan natin i-train yung mga bagong promote. No? So we have to set that culture because in terms of building people, we need to be able to support them. No? So hindi lang enough na na-promote sila no because of their probably tenure or years of service no or sometimes yun nga as a need for the organization, but we also need to support them. No? Yan. So that's where, again, no, yung sinasabi natin, that's the role of HR is to be able to support no, yung mga promoted employees, no? Para once na nandun sila sa posisyon, no, mararamdaman nila na merong support yung company sa kanila, no, by means of training or development. No, at the same time, sinasabi natin yung performance appraisal is also present, no, na nagkakaroon ng regular evaluation, no, because kapag may regular evaluation, we ensure that yung feedback is healthy. Ibig sabihin, parang nasasabi sa kanila kung ano yung mga good points, yung not so good points, for example, nila. So I think that's where development can happen. Okay, so thank you, John, no, for
Thank you, Sir Ronald.
sharing your insights. Sige, thank you. Okay, Aimee?
Thank you very much, John. Can we also hear from Cherry Ann? No, her answer is supervisor capability because of lack of trainings and seminars. Ayan.
Mhm.
Hi, Cherry.
Yes,
Thank
good
you. Thank you for the
afternoon,
nod.
sir,
Yan.
ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
Afternoon.
yes. Sa akin naman po is, I'm from HR and admin department also. Ang sa akin, since we're a growing company, we already hire new employees, which are mostly
Mhm.
Gen Zs. And
Okay.
middle management employees, including me, were already assigned a task na parang kami na yung successor.
Mhm.
But upon
Yeah.
that, feel ko rin na na nilagay na kami agad doon sa pwesto, but we were not able to have that proper training po in
Yes.
seminars. Yung parang sinaba ka na agad kasi po yung aming
Right.
mga boss is mga senior vice president and VPs is nasa senior age na po. So
Senior,
parang
ano na, yeah,
naghahabol
correct.
na po.
Oo,
Parang
yeah.
naghahabol na sa time kasi kailangan na na natin 'to maipasa na natin yung work dun sa
Yeah,
mga
yeah.
susunod na ano po. Yun
Yeah.
lang, sir, naman.
I
May
can
struggle pa rin.
I can actually feel that, no, na lalo na pag yung talagang, di ba, nalagay ka doon sa position, no, and of course you're expected to deliver. But again, no, definitely malaking bagay yung nabibigyan tayo ng training. No, as I've mentioned, in our experience, no, we do train, no, yung mga companies to for their new supervisors who are newly promoted, no, and nakita namin, no, specifically for one client that we've had, no, na nasa financial industry, no, malaking effect sa kanila because somehow na-prepare sila to a certain extent na to adjust to the role, no? So
Yes, sir.
training can do that for us, no. That's why if we're in HR, definitely, no, kung ako yung nasa role mo, for example, I would definitely recommend na dapat makapag-training kayo because newly promoted people would really benefit from training. So yun yung
Yes, sir.
sabi nga natin na meron namang magiging parang ROI yan eventually, no? Kapag na-develop or na-train yung mga supervisor. So, given right now, no, tama yung sinasabi mo na Gen Z employees, no? And kapag ganon, dahil bagong generation yung employees natin, kailangan yung supervisor equipped din kasi kailangan niya ng
Yes.
maturity eh. Di ba? Ibig sabihin,
Yes, sir.
kailangan mature enough na rin siya, no, na hindi siya bibigay dun sa mga typical problems na na-encounter ng current generation, di ba? So, kasi kung medyo unstable din yung leader, for example, na parang hindi na kayang i-handle yung mga the issues of the employees, for example, syempre bibigay din yan, no? Parang hindi niya kakayanan yung trabaho or yung
Yes, sir.
problema
Yes.
sa position. So that's why definitely makakatulong yung training. At the same time, as we've said, one thing that can happen is ma-define yung mga KPIs, ma-define yung mga performance management, paano ba tayo mag-evaluate. All of these are part of the people systems na sinasabi natin.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yes,
not
sir.
Sherry.
Thank you.
Sherry.
Thank you rin, sir.
Can we have one more, Aimee?
Ayan. Thank you very much, John and Cherry. I'm very curious to hear from Sharon because she's also a regular participant of our. Yeah. Hello, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Hi,
Good
good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Okay. Mine was low accountability. Yun ang aming ano ngayon. Probably the low accountability will be more on yung risk transfer. It's not risk sharing. I'm talking about kasi sa
Okay.
managerial, the roles. So nandun yun, sa roles ng mga managers. That is what is happening right now. There are certain department managers na do not want to be held accountable of what's happening to their department. Yun ganyan.
Okay.
Although we have
Yeah.
already the data and everything, nandun yung, well, siguro, projective techniques, it's not my problem, it's there na. Ganyan siya. So, projection. So, basically, that's what happened. So, what we did really is present the data, the attrition sa department. And until eventually the department manager or the manager felt really knew about it and then did some changes and hoping everything with the proper collaboration, proper discussion, she will be really feeling that we are supporting the department. But hindi yung talagang close lang. I
Yeah.
think everybody will, sa mga sa HR, yung pag hindi ka nagbigay ng tao or something in the immediate time possible, although, puro HR ang problem. Kaya nag-aalisan ng tao because hindi nagbigay ng tao agad on time. But if you show the data and statistics, it is not the reason na marami silang ginagawa. It's lumabas sa manager. So, I think
Yeah.
yun yung aking sharing lang for this.
Ayan. Thank you, Sharon, for sharing that as well. No? Maganda yung insight ni Sharon about what can happen also, no? Na somehow, kapag walang accountability yung manager, no, definitely pwede niya sabihin na, yun nga, it can really happen to organizations na ibabato niya kay HR. That's why kailangan si HR, meron siyang plano kung paano niya pwedeng address yun, no, yung mga issues na na-encounter niya. Ayan, okay. So thank you again, no, for those who have shared. Thank you for sharing those things with us, no, and we do appreciate you for sharing that one with us. So let me just continue, no? As I try to wind up yung aking presentation for this afternoon. Okay. So now that we have done some self-reflection doon sa ating core pillars, no? So this is the hard truth that we have to remember here, no? So una-una, you cannot fix the performance problem if the roles are unclear. Okay? So that's one of the things that we have to realize here. Second, you cannot enforce a system if the supervisors are untrained. Diba? So paano mo papasundin yung discipline? Paano mo papasundin yung performance, for example, kung hindi mo na rin naman sila training, no, for that particular system or procedure. So, kailangan mo mag-train ng supervisors. No? And also, you cannot scale if your HR practices are inconsistent. For example, yung hiring practices mo, hindi ka makapag-hire ng stable employee. So, hindi tumatagal yung employees natin. Or wala tayong attractive compensation system or compensation package that we can offer to our employees. No? So, again, we cannot scale. No? So, nangyayari, nagiging inconsistent yung ating HR practices. Now, training will work for us if roles are clear, no? The supervisors are given authority to address problems. Yung mga KPIs natin exist, no? And the systems are supporting the behavior of the company. Training will fail pag walang clarity, walang structure, no? Walang follow-through, as well as walang accountability. Okay? So, hindi mag-work ang training natin kapag wala nitong mga bagay na to. So, this is when system design is really needed, no? When roles are unclear, yung KPIs are missing in the organization, processes are inconsistent, no? And our supervisors can become confused, no? So that's why we need to have that system. So the best approach that I've seen na pwedeng maka-address ng problems ng Philippine SMEs would be training plus the system, no, equals sustainable change, no? So that means hindi lang tayo pwedeng mag-train pero wala namang sistema na ginagawa, no? It has to be both training and at the same time putting in the system in place. Okay. So at this point, no, as we wind up yung ating session for today, um, again, let me just open the floor for any question that our participants might have regarding the presentation natin dun sa mga core pillars of people system that we have presented, no? And I'll be more than glad to answer them for our participants today. Ayan. Tiny?
Yeah. So, again, thank you dun sa mga nag-share, no, both those who showed na nag-unmute and those also who actually participated by sharing their answers on the chat box. So, even though we're a small group, no, pero malaman and very relatable, no. So I'm sure I think generally, no, what we heard from the participants today is something that we also hear from directly from our clients na talagang yung mga na-experience nilang mga struggles, if we can share with you, is very much the same as what you have shared with us as well. That's why we actually developed or designed this particular program. This is also going to be shared to those who weren't able to join, because I would like to be able to let them hear, no, yung naging discussion today kasi napakaganda. So with that, I would like to invite now yung mga questions. So konti lang tayo, so you can take advantage of this time to ask questions. So maybe we didn't hear from Miss Vivian, if you're still here. Yeah, okay, you're still here. And do you have a question? Or si, ayan, isa na naming mga suki na si Miss Maria Cecilia is always joining our program. So we appreciate that we're seeing you in the programs that we conduct for Talent Reach, whether it's free or paid. So if you have questions, pwede po kayong mag-unmute. Ayan. So would it I remember, no, I think way back we had we were able to chat with some of you, no, because you made some inquiries about certain training programs that you were interested, or actually certain issues that you were encountering, how to solve it. Yeah, so if you're open to sharing that, konti lang naman tayo here in the room, but nonetheless, ayan, si John. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, Miss Amy, I'd like to ask lang. I know it's not part of the four layers, no? Or maybe some of the companies or the kasama natin dito sa group is also has the same problem or na-encountered din.
Mhm.
Kasi what if the problem mismo ng organization are the people are the people itself, especially those leaders na medyo matagal na sa company. They have this certain attitude na they don't wanna be parang or they are not open to to changes and development in the organization, especially if there are new generation of owners are coming in. Kasi 'di ba minsan mga companies na parang from the first generation or the original owner, okay
Yeah.
sila, and then pumasok yung siyempre nagkakaedad na sila, the business will be transferred to the second generation and the like, no? So parang
Yeah.
there are these employees na kumbaga somehow they are becoming the problem itself. Matigas na yung ulo,
Yeah.
they're not open to
Yeah.
changes, and somehow they would like to stand kung ano yung naging traditional na ginagawa nila.
Mhm. Well, I would say, no, thank you for no, for sharing that, John. No? So I definitely agree with you with regards to that, no, because I've seen also organizations na merong mga certain people sometimes that can be unsupportive of yung effort, especially HR, for example. To a certain extent, we can do some kind of, sabi nga natin, no, parang initial effort to be able to address them. Like for example, we can try to train them, for example, no? Pero sabi nga natin, kailangan we need to be able to go back to the fundamentals first, no? So una-una, kailangan i-define natin ano ba yung role niya, for example, no? So sometimes kasi yung kanyang resistance to the changes that are happening is simply because, 'di ba, sabi nga natin yung resistance can come from the fear of the unknown, 'di ba? Yung fear of the unknown, no, is all because siya mismo parang hindi na siya sanay na matuto or maka-adapt ng mga bagong bagay. Okay? So, in that sense, for example, kailangan tulungan din natin siya to be able to adapt, no? Kasi sabi nga natin, ano, yung adaptation is an important skill sa isang organization. Habang tumatagal ka sa company, kailangan meron kang adaptation skill. Kasi pag hindi ka nag-adapt, for example, no, definitely, no, no, for example, yung technology lang, no, kapag hindi ka exposed to computer, for example, pwede mong gawin yung spreadsheets, yung Excel, for example, ang dami ng resources, for example, na pwede mong paggamitan. Pero hindi mo pa rin ginagawa, for example, no, very manual pa rin ginagawa mo. So in that case, nahuhuli ka, no? So kailangan ipakita natin those employees na on certain aspects, there's a good thing why we need to adapt to this new technology, for example, especially if the company will be supportive to train and to provide some kind of parang information. Sometimes nakakatulong yung information campaign, right? So kapag may mga information campaign tayo, somehow, no, unti-unti nabe-break natin yung resistance ng employee, no? Pero I also agree with you that sometimes, no, long-term employees can develop a negative attitude, no, in the process. No, negative attitude in the sense na ayaw niya ng pagbabago. So gusto niya na yung the same. Ayan. So I definitely agree with you with that, and I would say there's no hard and fast solution to it, no? Kasi iba-iba depende yan sa organization. May mga organization na pwede mong somehow ma-persuade, no? Merong iba naman, especially because of the hierarchy. So depende sa hierarchy mo yan, sometimes hindi mo siya ma-influence, no? So tama rin siya sinasabi mo, minsan yung problema yung leader. Yun ang mahirap. I think that's the biggest problem sometimes in HR. Lalo na kapag yung HR nandun sa either nasa middle management ka or wala kang support from the top, no? Kasi ang HR usually kasi nasa middle yan, eh. Ibig sabihin, parang department head yan. And because of the hierarchy, yung department head, limited din yung scope, for example. Okay? And because of that, kailangan mo ng sponsor, kailangan mong kumonect doon sa iyong presidente or whoever is executive, no? Who's responsible for decision making. So, yun yung mga pwede mong gawin to be able to So, I hope I was able to
And
answer
also just to
your
yes. And also just to share, no, if we're based on our experience then, no, because we've also been working with family owned, no, wherein parang patriarchal talaga yung dating. Eventually, it's a common problem na, there's resistance, the problem is on the leadership. Kasi isa o dalawang tao resisting change or nasanay na dun sa traditional. But eventually, from what we've seen, they do come around. Whether we help them or whether we're the one who's able to help them, but they eventually realize because they will see because they experience consequences in those changes that they're resisting. Eventually, they come around and realize na hindi na pala pwede talaga. So, but then of course, ang negative doon is it costs them. But eventually, we've seen it happen na in many cases that they do come around. Yun nga lang, nagagastusan sila. Ayaw muna nilang makinig, but they do come around. Let me just acknowledge the
Thank
question
you,
of
Miss
Miss Maria
Amy.
Cecilia.
Thank you,
no?
Sir Ronald.
Yes, thank you. So moving to another question here from Miss Maria Cecilia. Sabi niya, may I ask if majority of SMEs are family owned or under single proprietorship? So she's just on mobile, so she's not able to
Yeah.
unmute or turn on the video.
Yeah. Yes, I think the answer there is it's a yes, no? Majority are family owned, no, and single, or nowadays I think no, nag-grow na rin yung um parang corporation, no, so yung individual corporation na tinatawag for SMEs, no. So yun yung more or less parang sure ng mga SMEs right now.
And also, we'd like to acknowledge Miss Maria Vivian, no? Although she's doing multitasking, no? She's in a meeting at the same time she's listening to us. Maraming salamat po for sharing your time. But I do hope that, as you're listening, you're also able to get your takeaways. By the way, meron kaming
Yeah.
special gift, no? So this presentation will be sharing this with you as is, no? And a certificate of participation. We normally charge a minimal fee, but this one is especially for those who made time, no? But we'll be sharing this as well to the rest of our followers and those who have registered, no? So we'll be posting this on our YouTube and also on Facebook so that I'm sure marami pang makaka-relate, no? But then again, the interest of time for them, no? Lalo na ngayon na medyo uncertain, no? So napaka-vulnerable ng ating situation ngayon, no? Tataas, bababa. So hindi natin alam bukas, ano na naman next week, ano na naman ang status ng ating situation with the gas prices, the gasoline yan. Anyway,
So let me wrap up yung ating meeting as we close out our session. For those who are here in the room right now, no, so our basic offer at the end of this webinar, and you'll be receiving follow-up email regarding this, no. So we're offering a free 30 minutes diagnostic for you, no. So in this diagnostic, just like how you participated in the webinar, you will have a chance. I will have a chance to get to meet with you virtually online, probably through Zoom or Google Meet, no? And then we'll try to see, on a more individual or customized basis, we will try to talk to you, no? Based on your own issues regarding the company, no? So again, for this diagnostic, there's no obligation and there's no pressure, no? But if you decide, for example, to avail of our HR assessment or HR audit, no, we will send you an email regarding that. No? If you would like us to prepare an HR audit for your company, then that is something that you can receive from us. No? But there's a certain minimal fee that will be attached to the HR audit. No? Yung diagnostic will be free. Yung 30 minutes, we can try to schedule. You can coordinate with Aimee through email regarding this one, and we'll offer that for free for our participants. No? Now, for the assessment, as we've said, that will be for a certain fee that you will be receiving in your email. So if you so decide, then you can coordinate with us regarding that, no, as a result of this webinar. No? So finally, let me just end our webinar this afternoon. So again, thank you for those who stayed on. I really appreciate your dedication to stay on with this webinar. So we'd like to say thank you for everyone, and I'd like to leave this message. So in this webinar, we've talked about how to fix the foundation first, no? Because we believe that your people deserve clarity and your business deserves stability, no? So again, this is Ronnie Turla from Talent Reach Consulting, saying, again, thank you to everyone who participated in this webinar.
Ayan. And also just sharing a reminder, no, so since we'll be posting this recording, this will be made available to the rest of our subscribers on YouTube, kahit konti lang kayo, but and also on Facebook and those who are following us. So the offer is for everyone, but the gift is exclusive for those who joined in this program. So yung certificate in the presentation, exclusive po sa participants. But the offer that we just shared is open to those who will be watching the recording as well. So you can reach out to us using our email or message us on our Facebook page or on our LinkedIn page, wherever is convenient for you. So again, Thank you, everyone, and we hope to see you again. So there's more to come for Talent Reach. So we do hope that you will have a good rest of the week. No, so ayan. So I hope that this was worth your while. Thank you again, everyone, and have a good day.